Hey, what's up? It's your girl Nique, and you're tuned in to Nique at Night. And tonight I'm going to be reporting on this story that has been tugging at the heartstrings of many parents. Now, this story is a tragic story that ended in a father basically losing his life after confronting his daughter's boyfriend for sneaking into their home. Now, the 14-year-old daughter had a 17-year-old boyfriend, and upon the arrival of the father, I'm assuming there was, or according to reports, there was a confrontation that the father basically confronted the boy and gunfire was exchanged. Now, the cops are basically saying they don't know who shot first, but the father is dead and the boy is in the hospital with a gunshot wound as well. I'm going to share with you guys the story, and then I'm going to tell you what people are saying about it around social media.
A teenager in the hospital this evening awaiting a murder charge after a shootout at this home. Good evening. Police say the boy snuck into his girlfriend's home, got caught, and then shot and killed her father.
The teen was injured in an exchange of gunfire. Bess Casterly live in the newsroom with new details tonight.
The girl's father had tried to keep them apart many times before, but police say the teen murder suspect wouldn't stay away.
Okay. So, as you see there was an exchange of gunfire, as I've already stated, and people are wondering as to who shot first and why it ended up in gunfire. So it says Police Chief David McDavid said the shooting happened around 8 a.m. at a house on Hayfield Drive. Police initially described the incident as a report break-in, but said Monday the teen suspect was there to see an underage girl. Now, they write this as if the boy isn't also a minor, but that's how, things go.
Forbidden young love taking a deadly and criminal turn in Zachary.
The daughter had a boyfriend over, and the father came home, and there was an altercation.
A double shooting in this quiet neighborhood. Monday, police revealing new information. 17-year-old Nicholas McQuarter going to see his girlfriend.
Desmond Hamilton, 34, the girl's father and homeowner, died from multiple gunshot wounds, according to the coroner's office. The suspect, identified by police as 17-year-old Nicholas McQuarter, was also wounded in the encounter and taken to a hospital. McDavid said officers believe the teen climbed a ladder and entered the home through a second-story window. A confrontation unfolded after Hamilton found McQuarter in his home. The two shot one another during the encounter, according to police. So, I always get people saying, why you can't just play the video? Because I can't just play the video. That's why. Or they say, why I can't just let them tell it. But if y'all understand how YouTube work, I got to break it up. And if you don't like that, then you just find the news on your own without my commentary. How about that?
The suspect had got a ladder, got into the second story window to see the homeowner, Desmond Hamilton's 14-year-old daughter.
Something that was forbidden by the 14-year-old's father, Desmond Hamilton.
Other instance, I'm learning that when they lived at a prior place, an apartment complex, they used a ladder to get in there. So this has been an ongoing issue, and that they was hoping to stop it, but it continued.
When Hamilton realized what was happening, he took action.
Desmond brought him downstairs and began talking to him. An argument ensued. They began getting onto the 14-year-old. As they were getting on the 14-year-old, shots were fired.
Police don't know who fired first yet, but at the end, Hamilton was dead. McQuarter in the hospital.
Both were armed, police said, and it's still unclear who fired the first shot. The teen will be booked on charges of second-degree murder, illegal use of a weapon, and illegal possession of a firearm. So after news broke that he was 17 years old and she was 14 years old, you see a lot of people in the comments under the blogs talking about how it was crazy and bizarre and, so far-fetched for their knowledge of a 17-year-old boy to date a 14-year-old girl. A lot of people were saying that they feel as though the boy should be charged with the SR word, the statutory word, as it pertains to a 17-year-old dating a 14-year-old girl. Now, when I was in high school, people who are in high school, it was not uncommon for a freshman to date a junior or a sophomore to date a senior. Now, that is the age gap that we're talking about as it pertains to the two. And a lot of people are basically divided about it. You have people who are saying that, oh my God, it's so crazy for him to be dating a 14-year-old girl and he's so out of line, blah, blah, blah. And then you have the flip side of it, of people looking at it as, they're both in high school. They're both within a couple grades of each other, and some people feel like it is normal. Now, as it pertains to the tragedy of the father losing his life, well, obviously, then that is wrong. But I want to know what your take on it is. When you see this story of this man tragically losing his life, which is very sad and unfortunate, it seems like the conversation kind of went away from that and people focused more on 17 versus 14. I want to know, when you were in high school, at what age did you date? Did you date freshman with freshman, sophomore with sophomore, junior, junior, senior, senior? Did you date freshman, sophomore, or what was the scales and the balances in your high school?
Now, for me, I don't think that it's cool for young girls to sneak boys in the home. If that's your parents' rules, then don't do it. But I'm not going to act like I don't know that this happens. Now, this story is sad because it ended in tragedy and it's very unfortunate, but I just hate the people who act like they've never been a teenager before when they're making comments. Like, yeah, it's sad that her dad lost his life. It's sad that they had a shootout. I don't know who shot first, as the news doesn't know who shot first. But I just don't like when people talk as if they've never been that age and they act so foreign to the concept of teens being fast when dealing with boys. Now, whoop that butt if it happens, try to keep your kids on the straight and narrow. And I'm not saying I condone it. I won't be okay with my child doing it, but I'm not going to act like I don't understand the dynamics of being a teenager. And I'm not going to act like I forgot what it was like to be a teen. Like, I have friends that was teenagers. I was a teenager. I remember the lifestyle of teenagers. Even though I lost my virginity at 19, none of my friends made it to that age. Like, all of my friends was bumping and hunching 14, 15, 16 years old. That's just the culture. So when I see these comments like, oh my God, a 14-year-old doing the do, I just don't look at it in the same regard of the SR word and it being so wrong. Like, for minors who are both minors to date one another, that they're both under the same school, like they're both in high school. One's a sophomore, one's a junior or a senior, or a freshman with a junior. I mean, I just don't look at it the same way. Like, I'm not condoning it because I think that children should focus on their schooling. My priority as a mom is to get my daughter through high school into college, and boys will distract you from that. But I've been a teenager. I've had friends that are teenagers, and I'm not looking at it like, I don't know. I just don't look at it the same lens. Again, this is a tragic situation and it's unfortunate. I don't know. I want to know what you guys think about it, though. I just wanted to bring this story to you guys, open up the dialogue, as I've seen the dialogue shift from the tragedy at hand and focus more on the age gaps. I want to know from you guys, when you were in school, how old were you? How old was your boyfriend? Or the boys, how old were you? How old was your girlfriend? What grade were you guys in? And what do you guys think about it? Did you sneak boys in at a young age? Are you dealing with a teen who is now doing it now? Again, I will say again, I don't condone it, but my child would definitely be disciplined for it, but I'm not going to act like I don't understand what it's like to be a teenager, if that makes sense. I don't know. I wait to hear from y'all in the comments below. And on that note, that's all for this video. Stay tuned for more celebrity news and gossip. Be sure to check out the links in the description below. You can find my Instagram, where I post a lot of stories there. You can also find my website, where you can get 15% off of your total purchase by putting in the code NIGHTOWL. Now, go to my website. I have a lot of goodies for men, women. I have spicy stuff for couples, and I have a lot of interesting things on my website. So definitely go to www.niqueatnight.com, spelled exactly like my channel, and check out the links in the description and subscribe. Turn on your notification bell so you'll be notified whenever I post another video.